Alright, welcome back to Shaving with Fuzzy for Monday afternoon. I'm Fuzzy. How y'all doing today? Hope everything's going good. Going pretty good here. Gotta get ready for work. Other than that, it's okay. But I was off last night. So hey, enjoy the little things. Like it says right here on the back of the coffee cup. Enjoy the little things. New coffee cup, you say? Huh? You notice? Yeah? And yes, it is a new coffee cup, I say. How you like it? A new Williams coffee cup. Some other people have been making their own, so I said, hey, I want to do that. So, Agent 00 Devin, who if you're on Toast, you may have seen some of his artwork already. My cub. He helped me out. This is a picture I took. I use it for an avatar on the shave, on Toast in the Shave Den. And it's Williams soap. And a Jim Jr. bar, which is what we're going to use to shave with today. We're going to use Williams, even though it's Monday. Hey, any day that ends in Y is a good day for Williams, right? So I couldn't wait till Wednesday to show off my mug since it came in. It's a nice big 11-ounce mug. Got French Market dark roast with chicory in it today. Mighty fine blend, I'll say. And the razor here to show off a little bit more good stuff. The razor has a JR produced handle on it. This is kind of a his take on the, let me find one, on the original little wood handle. This is the original over here, and this was his take on it. And I was lucky enough to get one, and it, it's good stuff. No problem shaving with the little old short handle. And we put a treat blade in, or a CVS, I can't remember which this is. Basically they're the same thing. Yeah, it's a carbon steel blade, and it's got the .009 RD on the top of it. And it, it's just a plain Jane model. It doesn't have all the fancy describing on the back. I do have one that does have all the fancy stuff on the back. It's a beautiful set. And but this one's got the production handle on it, and everything closes up real tight. And I put a blade in it, and I made sure that everything lined up good on it. So there we go. And I broke out the Old Spice tankard decanter here. This does not have the original Old Spice. Maybe that's disappointing to you. If it is, I'm sorry. This has actually got the Vajon, this stuff. The smells like Old Spice, I like to call it. It's good stuff. I like it. It's cheap. I'm cheap. It works. What can you say? So along those lines, that's going to be today's shave when we get around to it here in a second. So let's talk a little bit again about shave scuttles. This is obviously one that I've used before. This has got my vintage Williams in it. This is an old Foley mug from England. A lot of people have a lot of thoughts on how these were used, so I thought we would look at it while we were actually holding one. And you can look, you got your water in, you soak your brush. This is how I think it was used. Didn't have running water, to start with. 1840 is when Williams started making the cakes to be used for shaving. If I'm not mistaken, they were the first. And after that, my understanding is along came some scuttles. Now, the thing about it is, some people say, well, they're to heat your lather. This scuttle is not to heat your lather. I don't care how hot of water you put in the bottom, you're not going to heat a whole puck of soap so that when you shave with it, it's warm. It's just, I fill it with gas and light it on fire maybe, but you're still not going to really get warm lather. This was made just to hold your soap and your brush with some water. My thinking is, and let's hear what your thinking is. My thinking is you had your wash basin and you didn't want to use your wash basin with all your soapy brush and everything, to get your water all soapy before you got all cleaned up and everything. That's my theory. Now, I have never, had to use a wash basin. I have used big bowls to clean up with on camping and things of this nature. But that's my thoughts. So you had your water in the scuttle there. You could use it. I'm assuming they soaked the brush. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. I wasn't there. But you could soak your brush in there. If nothing else, you had your hot water in the scuttle, and you could dip your brush and make your lather and lather up. And if you needed a little more water, you could go back and get it damp, and you're not messing up your basin water. That's my thoughts on it. If you got other thoughts, great. I continuously hear people talk about, well, that's to warm the lather, and no, that's obviously not what it is. There are holes in the bottom of the bowl at the top here, and my assumption is that's to drain the moisture out of the bottom, because if not, the bottom of your soap would always be sitting in water, and it'd be like a constant bloom. Blooming. And of course you wouldn't want that. So that's how I think about it. And I developed those thoughts over using a scuttle and doing some reading. Someone pointed out the other day the only place they've ever heard or read about using a scuttle was on shave forums. And they could be right. I don't remember if, I don't know if I remember ever seeing it anywhere else or not. So anyway, that's our thoughts, and that's what I think about it. And that's why I think it. So there you have it. I'm going to use the Gulliver brush by Omega because I'm trying to get it broke in better. Remember, this is the one that's got the shave stick in the handle, but we're not using the shave stick today, obviously. We're going to use the Williams because, hey, we got to need Williams mode. All right. All right, that's good stuff right there, I'm telling you. Got some good coffee and everything, so let's see what we do with the shave here. Already in my basin, which is a sink, got me some good hot water. Yeah, cold water shavers are great people. They're a little throwed, but they're great people. And like I tell them, the only thing wrong with cold water shaving is the water's not warm. That's all. That's all there is to it. But anyway, we'll start building us some lather here. It's vintage Williams. There's nothing to it. I don't think there's all that much new Williams, but definitely the vintage stuff, there's nothing to it. If you need a little more water, we'll dip in for a little more water. Now, I'm thinking that's how it was used. That way you didn't have to dip a brush that had soap on it into your, into your rinse water or whatever. Water you had to use for your cleaning. And that's just my thoughts on it. Now, this vintage Williams, of course, comes up with such a wonderful paste there. It's great. And we'll get a little more water on it. And away we go. This brush does really well. It's not broke in very well yet because I haven't used it much. But I'm going to use it more and get it broke in good. And then I'll have it if I want to use it for a travel brush or whatever with the soap stick already built into the handle. We can do it. Speaking of soap sticks, shave sticks, I think I'm going to try to make a couple more. And I just got to find some good molds. I usually use a pill bottle as a mold, and I think that works fine. But we may try to find something a little better. I am also going to try to make some sample cakes of vintage Williams to give to a few people. And like was pointed out the other day, somebody on the Shave Den one time, and I remember reading the post, but I don't remember everything about it. You grate the soap cake down, and then you take really hot water, boiling water, and you pour in, you mix it into a slurry, and then you let that sit and harden, and the soap dries again, and once the moisture's out of it, and then you have a cake of soap that's shaped with whatever container you put it in. Well, I'm going to try to take some small screw top containers or snap top containers, Glad or Ziploc or whatever, and put about, yay much into it to make a good sample for some vintage Williams. I think that'll be a fun little experiment to do. And then I'm also going to try to use that same or similar rather method and make some shave sticks maybe make some scented modern Williams. I don't see the problem in scenting the soap. If you're not trying to change the lather, I don't have a problem with it. What I call molesting a soap is when you're adding stuff to try to change the lather. Williams doesn't need that. You don't need to molest the Williams, trust me. New or old. Alright, with a little Jim Jr. bar here. Oop, shed a hair. Oh well. So do I every once in a while. The little Jim Jr. is just such a nice, comfortable little razor to use. Even with the short handle, there's no issues with using it. Not hard to find the angle. I guess if you had monstrous hands or something like that, you could complain about a small handle. But your run-of-the-mill folks that are hollering that a longer handle helps to shave, or a shorter handle helps to shave, or a heavier razor helps to shave, or a lighter razor helps to shave, hogwash. It's all in the hands of the user. By golly. Alright, the first pass, really well. And this is just a regular old day's growth. There's not much to it. Just regular old day's growth. There's nothing. But I find, my personal thought is that, we'll add a little more water to this. My personal thought is that the way to find out how a razor really is good for you, how you're doing with it, is to shave your regular growth shave. I mean, there's a lot of razors that you go through and, you know, you can shave several days worth of growth, but it takes a little more skill, technique, whatever, I think, to, for the everyday shave. Personal thought. But that's how I think about it. Now notice the whole painting here. Someone the other day was saying it's easier for them to paint Williams. I'm perfectly fine with that. Some people think that's the secret to using modern Williams. Instead of sitting there and swirling it around, when you get done, you take in, you finish up by painting on it. It seems to, you know, they don't get the dissipation problems as much as things like that. I say go for it. That's great. Alright, come across here at an angle. Then come across here at an angle, because you know we're going across the grain on these paths. Oh, there's two. You notice you got a couple of fingers, got a thumb on there, real maneuverable. I think it just does great that way. Alright. Hear that? Not as loud as the 1914 from yesterday, I will admit. But it doesn't have to be. Alright. And also I was reading the other day, and somebody made a good point about how many passes you do. A lot of people, as they're doing passes, they're going back and grabbing stuff. I do it. I know I do it. Don't even pay any attention to it. So, you know, one pass, saying you do a 3-pass shave or saying you do a 2-pass shave, by the time you get through your cleaning, especially if you're doing any buffing, which is, you know, I don't have any problem with buffing at all. Especially if you're buffing, you know, technically you're doing more than 2 passes or 3 passes or whatever. I can agree with that. I certainly can. I mean, I've come back over here trimming my goatee, come back through here a few times, and probably when I put the witch hazel on, I'll come back through again. So what I just did was all part of my second pass. What I did on the first pass before I relighted was all part of what I did on the first pass. You make extra strokes in there? I do. I do. Oh, that's good coffee, I'm telling you. If I can't do anything else in the world, I can make good coffee. Told someone last night, coffee ought to be strong enough to bark and come to you when you call. That's pretty much what I make. You can always add a little water to it if it's too much for you. That's how I look at it. Alright. Get all this cleaned off. Let's have a quick look here at what we've done. What we've done is gotten a really nice shave. That's what we've done. From a Jim Jr. bar with a little short handle. Did it shave any different from the one with the long handle? No. Is it any harder to shave from the one with the long handle? No. Is it any easier to shave with the one with the long handle? No. But that's just my thoughts, you know, cranky old guy thoughts. Oh boy. Alright. Here we go with a little witch hazel. What I call a touch-up pass. Some of them call it doing pickups. Go back and pick up what you missed. I'm okay with that. I'm gonna call it pickups. Call it pickups. It's great. I mean, it's a touch-up pass, which ends up pretty much being just another whole pass, as I state almost every razor shave, because you know not everybody sees every video. They might think I'm dumb enough to say I'm just doing another pass to do cleanups. Nah, doing another pass because I like to shave. Alright. Under the old chin there. A little buffing? You like buffing? Huh? You like buffing? Think buffing's a good thing? I have no problem with buffing. Matter of fact, if you have a problem area, you can buff with a real light touch sometimes, and that'll help you shave that problem area without, you know, getting irritation, because some people have the beard to come down here and it swirls. I'm lucky enough not to have that, but in some of those swirls, you start out, you're going with the grain, and all of a sudden you're going against the grain, and then you're going across the grain, all in one little stroke. Yeah. Well, maybe some buffing will help you out with that. Good deal. Can't hurt. My theory. I mean, geez, what's the worst that could happen? All right. Dry it off here again. And there we have what we call a darn fine shave. We don't shoot for BBS. I don't anyway. And I say we because it's my channel, so I'm sorry, you got to kind of put up with my thoughts on it. Like I told somebody the other day, you don't like what I say, start your own channel. Or go start your own forum, then you can, you know, knock me out, ban me from it, then you don't got to listen to me. It works. But alright, so there's what we come up with for today. It's a good shave. We're going to splash on a little of the Old Spice here. It's definitely a good thing to wear. It's not overpowering at work, but it's got a nice scent. And you know, all through the night I'll get a little smell out sometimes. Pretty nice sitting there doing paperwork and got a little Old Spice scent floating through. Especially on the night when we got the windows open in the guard shack and a little breeze blowing through. It's just not bad at all. That's what I'm going to say about that. Hey, how many mugs? Hey, like it, like it. It's a picture I took, as a matter of fact. I took it on my old Samsung J3, and then I used one of the filters on the J3, and I looked at it and I said, hey, I'd like that for an avatar. So that's what I use for an avatar a lot of times, and then now I got it on a mug. And this was actually something that Walmart has. It's kind of their stock thing. Enjoy the little things. That's kind of a stock thing they have on the back of their mugs, and I liked it enough to keep it. Because, you know, if you enjoy the little things, take care of the little things, big things will take care of themselves. I'm a firm believer in that. And actually what I usually say is take care of the little stuff, big stuff takes care of itself. You take care of following and doing the things, big problems don't usually brew. As long as you take care of the little stuff. It's when you let the little stuff start slipping and all of a sudden you got a big problem to handle. And who wants to do that? Not this guy. Don't want to do that. Alright, well there you go. That's your wisdom from Uncle Fuzzy today, or Cousin Fuzzy, depending on who he is and where he is and what your thoughts are on that kind of stuff. And we're going to go and finish getting ready for work and get on and do our thing. Have me a nice cigar on the way to work, because that's kind of what I do. And we'll see y'all next time. So wherever you are, be good, be happy, and have great shaves. Happy shaves to you.